This is a case that took place close to home for me and I really want to hear others' insights. At the bottom I will give my theory but would love to hear others' thoughts. Also, if anyone is able to find the transcripts of the trial, I would appreciate it. All of my information comes from various news articles. I know this post is long but I find it very interesting. Morgan Fox lived in North Canton, Ohio and was murdered in the early morning hours of October 28, 2020. Fox was shot twice in the head as she was getting into her car to leave for work at FedEx grounds. Between 1:30 a.m. and 2:15 a.m. Her body would not be discovered until approximately 4 hours later, with police arriving at 6:30 a.m. when she was pronounced dead on the scene. A bullet was recovered but no murder weapon was ever found and no DNA. Police originally questioned her live-in boyfriend, Jason Scarnecchia, who claims to have been home and asleep at the time of the murder. When he noticed her car still in the driveway, knowing she should have been at work, he went out to investigate and found her, then calling 911. In the call, Scarnecchia says, "I'm pretty sure my fucking girlfriend is dead." Dispatchers say he spoke in a monotone voice and at one point went completely silent. Fox's boyfriend told the police when they arrived about a man she'd had some previous issues with. And from there they zeroed in on Jason McDermitt. He was arrested within a few days. Jason McDermitt was a co-worker of Fox at FedEx and had been considered friends. He seemed to have wanted more than that with Fox and she shut down his advances in June but remained friends. He continued to talk about her to friends in sexually explicit ways, including messages over Skype that are described as sexually graphic. And by July he was discussing her almost daily. In trial it was said that although he did discuss her frequently, it was always in a positive light and he never mentioned harming her. Among these messages he also discussed other people and Pokémon. The biggest issue occurred on October 8 when Fox's cell phone went missing while she was at work. It was later found and said that nude photos and various other apps were viewed by McDermitt and 2 other co-workers. Fox reportedly sold nude photos as a side hustle, which her boyfriend says he was aware of. Fox's mother testified that after this incident Fox was done with McDermitt. After the shooting, McDermitt would go to the vigil held for Fox and to her home to see the memorial. Scarnecchia did not attend the vigil. He also posted a lengthy tribute to Fox on Facebook, addressing her as Foxy. At trial, Scarnecchia was called to the stand where it was revealed that him and Fox had a stormy relationship. In mid-October they had a fight in which Fox swatted Scarnecchia, causing the fight to last for several days and prompting some angry text messages. Some of the messages read, "You swinging on me is unforgivable," and, "I hate you for that. I'll never love you again." Scarnecchia told the court he was simply being dramatic. He said the two were in a good place at the time of her death. It was also revealed that Fox had spoken recently to her mother about moving out and had asked McDermitt if he would help her get some things from the house. It was rumored she was getting ready to break up with Scarnecchia. McDermitt was arrested and tried for aggravated murder. At trial the defense called several witnesses, one of which was a manager at FedEx who described McDermitt as an employee he could trust. The manager had also stated that he witnessed him talking in the Sort Tower after the cell phone incident. This is not where Fox was assigned to be working. He also stated that Fox's schedule would have been posted in the main office, where McDermitt did not have access to. It was said that Fox was not the first person to have a complaint about McDermitt, but between the cell phone incident. The murder, no complaints had been made. The manager stated he had spoken to McDermitt the morning of the murder when he arrived for work, and he seemed normal. The only somewhat physical evidence brought to trial was that a car that could have been McDermitt's was seen on camera leaving his apartment complex at 1:28 a.m. but never returning. A car that is confirmed as his though left the apartment complex later that morning to go to work. After Fox was killed, he arrived at work at 3 a.m. Fox's cell phone also was activated at 3:19 a.m. when it is confirmed McDermitt was at work. No murder weapon, no DNA, no fingerprints and no witnesses. McDermitt's parents also testified, stating that after work on October 28 he came over to give his mother a late birthday present. They sat and talked, and then he received a text and said, "Oh my God, Morgan's been shot," and started crying. Later, when his father testified, he acknowledged the guns he kept in his basement. His father testified that he took McDermitt shooting as he was growing up, but they had stopped 2 years prior due to McDermitt developing tendinitis in both wrists, requiring surgery and leaving him unable to handle firearms. Jason McDermitt was found guilty of aggravated murder and sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, the judge stating, "While you have no prior criminal history, I believe there is a risk you'll commit another offense, and there's a need to protect the public." The prosecutor also said all of their evidence was circumstantial. "My personal belief is that Scarnecchia did it. She was on the verge of breaking up with him and moving out, and they had prior blow-up fights. He was also the one to implicate McDermitt. And his alibi is that he was asleep less than 10 yds away but didn't hear 23 gunshots. There was also blood found on the front porch where McDermitt would have no business going. I believe Fox was going to break up with Scarnecchia and get with McDermitt, so he killed her and then implicated McDermitt. McDermitt would also have no access to Fox's schedule. McDermitt also cooperated during the whole investigation, including providing DNA and allowing searches, all of which turned up nothing. He has maintained his innocence the whole time.